Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Hope that you're doing great this morning. I am off to a beautiful start. It's a lovely sunny day and I'm looking forward to going for a walk in a minute and just having some time in nature. I don't know what you've got planned today, but hopefully it's something good for you. Now I'm having my cup of tea. Sometimes I like to try really exotic teas, and this one I picked up in the UK. I haven't got many left actually because I've enjoyed it so much. It's blackberry, apple, beetroot, ginger. It's a really strange and wonderful concoction, and so I'm enjoying my tea. Hope that you've got your cup of tea or coffee, juice, whatever. I'll take the tea bag out there and show you my beautiful orange mug, a cup. Yeah. Oh, it smells so good. You can really smell the ginger. Anyway, ginger is one of my favorites along with turmeric. So tell me what your favorite tea is. I always love to compare notes and try new things. Anyway, hope that you're doing great. I've got a really interesting topic for you today. And at the end of this presentation, I've got a question. So I want you to stay with me on this because it's just something I want you to consider. And I'm looking forward to your answers. And it's related to the theme of cruising. Now, one of our bloggers, Lynn Clare, wrote an article which I loved about 9 reasons why cruising is really a great thing for solo women travelers. She talks about how she started off on her journey with cruising, thinking like I did, oh, I'm not the cruising type. And she said she took the first cruise on a small ship with 700 passengers and just loved it. She loved the solitude that she got, the time away from everything. She just had a great time. So she took a second one with, I think it was a ship with like 3,000 passengers. And she thought, she wasn't sure, 3,000 strangers for over a week. But again, she loved it and has written this article about the reasons that she thinks it's great for solo travelers. And a lot of us are traveling solo. Now, this may seem a bit of a contradiction because solo travel on cruises can be a little more expensive because you have to pay a single supplement. Well, a lot of the cruise lines are getting a little smarter now, and they're actually getting a little more, business savvy, I guess, and they're realizing that they need to cut back a little bit on this single supplement. So a lot of cruise lines are actually helping out by charging less, like half the single supplement or no supplement at all. And like, for example, Fred Olsen, who I cruised with a couple of times, they actually, on several cruises, don't charge a single supplement or they reduce it. Cunard is also doing this, a few others, Holland America. And so I think it's changing. The tide is changing. But anyway, here are the things that that Lynn says make all the difference when you're going as a solo traveler on a cruise. First thing, choose your room carefully. And when you book online, you actually can choose the room that you want. And if sometimes you have to take a chance, but most of the time you can choose. She chooses the middle of the ship, not too near the elevators or under or over like a lounge or an entertainment area. So just look at the map of the ship and you'll see where the best room is. If you are, Lynn likes a deck high up. But if you are a little bit sensitive with your stomach and you want to just make sure you don't have any problems with movement, it's best to go lower. So like the 4th or the 5th decks. So that's choosing your cabin can be a really big part of your enjoyment of the cruise. Another thing is to choose your meal time. Now, I don't know. For me, dining is like such a fun experience on a cruise because you have so many choices. You've got the specialty restaurants that you have to book for, and then you've got the ones the buffets, and they're all over the place. They're not usually only on one deck. So you can choose to go to a buffet, just sit and gaze out the windows, the windows of the ship, and they're usually beautiful, decor and flowers, and it's just really comfortable. And then you also can go into the main dining room where you are served. And, if you want a little bit more choice of food, because they have a menu as well as the buffet items. And, it's just, honestly, you're never short of food. But the thing that she loves, and I think which makes her as a solo traveler really excited, is the room service. And some cruise lines charge a supplement for that. Some just bring the food to your room. And I remember one night I wasn't feeling well. I just didn't feel like going to the buffet or to the dining room. And I ordered food, and they brought this beautiful, tray with a flower on it, and it was with a drink. It was just gorgeous. And so that way, if you want to be alone, which is okay, you can do that. And that's what Lynn likes most about the dining arrangements on cruises. And you can always leave if it gets noisy anywhere, and you can go back to your room and eat there. So entertainment. Now, she said the other thing is bring your own entertainment, because bring headphones and your Kindle or your phone, because there's always places as a solo traveler to go and hide out in the internet room or the library. I know Fred Olson's got a really cool library. I spent lots of time up there because it was right by the cafe. You could get a chocolate and a cup of tea, and so much fun. But that's another thing when you're solo traveling. Just take your own entertainment and be quiet if you want to be, or go to the entertainment. Now, quiet spots. Every ship has got its quiet spots, and you will find them. And every ship has got its noisy spots if you want to jump in with other people, have some entertainment, and have fun. And that's the nice thing about, as a solo traveler, you can go pop in, get a single seat. Usually no one's at the back maybe. And if you don't like what you're watching, or it's a little too noisy or crazy, you can just go back to your room or to your cabin, or you can go up to the deck and just sit quietly, or you can just be by yourself. And I think that's the secret to cruising as a solo traveler, is you can meet people if you want. You can go out and have fun. But at the same time, if you want to be by yourself, it's there for you. Dress code. One of the things that's great about the new ships is that some of them do have special evenings, and those are lovely, where you dress up. Usually even just a little black cocktail dress is enough, so you don't have to go full tiara. But if you really want to just relax and not participate in any of those evenings by yourself, you can just go to the buffet. You can wear jeans. Just be comfortable. And so as a solo traveler, again, you can sit down at the dining table and dress up, or you can go off in a corner by yourself, or in a small table, maybe with one or two other people. It just doesn't have to be a crowd. So that's the nice thing about dress code. And most cruise lines now have those options for the dress-up night. Some take it more seriously. I remember on the Fred Olson cruise, I did actually take a dress-up dress, but boy, there were people really looking beautiful. And then of course you can have your picture taken with the captain, which was fun. But anyway, room service we've talked about before. The thing about solo travel too is that you have an option to go when you reach the destinations, when you reach the ports, you can either go by yourself on a taxi, go out to the town center and do a little shopping, or walking around the harbor if it's a port town, or you can go on the arranged shore excursions. And they do cost a little bit of money, usually. Viking, for example, has it all inclusive. So everywhere you go, there is one free or included tour. And so you don't have to spend a lot. It's included in the price of the ticket. Now, Viking is amazing. I mean, all these lines that I mentioned, I've had such a good time on. But anyway, that's the thing you can do with shore excursions. And the only word of warning is don't stay too late in town if you're going by yourself, because the ship will leave without you if you're not back on time. I don't. That's never happened to me, touch wood, but it can happen. And also, when you go into town, in big cities, you've got groups like Viable and a few others where you can rent the time of a person to show you around. So you have options with shore excursions. The final thing is that you've got lots of information. Every night you get a little menu, sort of a full listing of information about the next day's activities and about that day's, so you can plan ahead. If you want to go to a talk or a special sale that might be happening in the shop, you have all the information along with the time, the weather and the place that you're going, information about shore excursions. You get that every night. So, you really are on your own, but you're never alone. You got so much going on and so many people to help you. So anyway, I hope that's been fun, and that if you're a cruiser, that you'll share with us your experiences. But I had a thought I wanted to share with you, and it's kind of just a question and a shout out. I've been talking to one of our cruise lines about doing a cruise for 60 and Me. Now, we would start off something very small, and we would start off in the UK. And that's because I live here in Europe. But if it's successful, we'll do something, bigger than that. But I wanted to ask you, just those people who are reading this or watching this from the UK, if we were to do a cruise, say in March or April, May, that time of spring time frame in 2019, and we were able to keep the cost under about £2,000, maybe a little even less than that, would you be interested? This is a very simple question. I haven't organized anything. I'm not planning anything. I just thought I'd ask. And if the answer to that is yes, I guess the next question is, would you mind sharing a room with someone else to bring the price down? Or would you rather pay a little extra and have a solo cabin? Okay, just curious. I mean, I don't know whether we'll do this. I don't know whether we'll be able to get enough interest, but I thought I would just do a shout out. And if, of course, women are watching from the US, you can also answer, would you be interested if you wanted to come over to the UK or for a cruise in the future? I think it'd be a lot of fun, but I'm not going to make any plans until you tell me, because this is what we do here. We consult with you guys. Okay, everybody. Well, I know we've gone over a little bit here, but tell us, is cruising one of your favorite means of travel? Have you ever taken a cruise? Tell us about it. Look forward to hearing your comments back on my question and also on your own experience. Look forward to hearing from you. And again, thanks for being here. Take very good care. Bye-bye for now.